There are two kinds of people in this world. The people who fail to do what they know they should, and those who keep doing things they know they shouldn't. Guess what? You're both. Hi, I'm your host, life and business coach, Marcy Barker, aka your loving kick in the pants. In this podcast, I'll teach you the 6 steps of my accountability code that will help you wake up with clarity and show up with aligned action steps that make follow through easy and peaceful. All right, let's jump in. Hello, my beautiful people. I'm excited to tell you that season 3 is coming to a close. That's right. I don't even know if you guys have been paying attention because obviously I have not. But season 3 has been like 30 episodes. It's been quite a bit. And when I first started my podcast, I was not really clear on how many episodes I wanted per season because I just don't really think it matters. I do, however, want to be consistent with my podcast. And that is something I have been amazing at. Thank you to my podcast assistant. And I just realized that I'm coming into a new season. School is ending. My spring program ended. Lady Bosses had a fantastic spring event, and it's just time to start something new. So what I would love for you to do is the end of season 3 also can mean new beginnings for you too. I would love for you to take a moment to just think about how the beginning of your year has gone. And you guys, we're almost halfway through, which is so crazy to say because it feels like 2020 was yesterday, right? Like seriously, we're almost halfway through 2024. So if you could take a moment and just reflect on how your year has gone, I would love for you to think about the things that have gone well, the things that haven't gone well, and ask yourself if you are in a place right now where you thought you would be. And one of the reasons I like to also ask you to do this is I am just finishing up my mastermind group. It's been really, really amazing. But as we had our last group call, we were listening to each other talk about the different successes that we had. And I could definitely tell which clients are like, yay, I did this and this and this and this and this. And they had an entire list of successes that they've accomplished. They've hired people. They've trusted people to do things. They have a better work-life balance. They've created new products, published books, like a lot of different things have happened. And then I could also tell some of my other clients were like, I didn't really feel like I'm where I wanted to be, but this happened, this happened, this happened, and this happened. And you guys, that is totally life. Things like that are going to happen. So as you reflect on your first half of 2024, I want you to ask yourself, where am I at? How am I doing? Let me take a personal inventory of my own progress and acknowledge the tough things that have come my way, because it doesn't matter how effective or productive you plan to be, life is going to happen. And it's not that we have to blame those things, but we do need to recognize that they impact how we show up. Hey listeners, the message of waking up and showing up is yours for the taking. In fact, it's free. I've recorded my entire audiobook and I'd love for you to consume it between episodes. Head to marcybarker.com to get instant access to the accountability code Wake Up and Show Up. All right, let's jump back in. Taking an inventory of where you are right now can be a very powerful way to move forward, because if I think about some of the things that held me back for the first 5 months of this year, I can definitely pinpoint a few of them. One being, this sounds so stupid, but it's the podcast where I cut my hair. You guys, I was so self-conscious for a while in a way I have not felt in years, and that definitely impacted the way that I showed up. Also, I attracted a real good group of clients this last mastermind round, but I did attract a bad apple. And I say that because they caused me so much stress and they helped me learn lessons I never thought I was going to have to learn. And I guess I'm still just not even ready to talk about all of it because it's really hard to admit that my business has encountered certain things. And even when I say that out loud, it seems so stupid. Like every successful business has problems. And when you are growing business, you are bound to come up with certain trials because that's applicable to the level of business you're at. So anyway, you guys can even tell, I have struggled with things too. But taking a self-inventory, taking a step back to say, what have I dealt with right now? What have I dealt with in the past 5 months? What am I dealing with now? What's still a roadblock that I can't really see around my way yet? those are the kind of things that can help you determine how you choose to show up today. And I even told my husband this. You guys, my children are on my payroll. They are my legit employees, and I've been paying them for about 18 months. And I've had this intention of I'm going to get them retirement accounts, and we're going to put their earned income towards their retirement. And, you know, when you think about putting away money, my youngest is 10 years old, and a retirement account, they can access it when they're 60. It's like 50 years. We're choosing to put money away for 50 years, which seems like you don't want to do that. You don't want to tie up the money. But I told my husband, I said, how cool would it be if you and I had retirement accounts that we could look into and see what was in store for us in the next 20 to 30 years? And he's like, yeah, that would be really nice. And things like that don't happen on accident. You have to take a step back and say, what am I willing to do right now to get what I want? And how has this moment right now been impacted because of what I went through? And I told my husband, like, if we had retirement accounts, you guys, this is sad. We don't have retirement accounts. We have been self-employed ever since we were married. We've had other means of preparing for the future, but we don't have retirement accounts. And, I said, if we did have retirement accounts, it would totally impact the way that we showed up. It would be a good gauge on, are we working hard enough, or can we relax a little bit? Or does that even matter? But having a time-stamped thing to measure makes a difference in how you show up. So as we finish out season 3 and we move into season 4, I want you to give yourself permission to move forward with a new intention if needed, or to continue with momentum if desired, and most importantly, taking full control and accountability of what your desired expectations and outcomes are. Because it is possible, it is 100% possible to experience peace on a regular basis by being in tune with who you are and what you want, and taking advantage of the resources that you have access to. So I'm excited to bring you season 4 because I have 3 or 4 guests that are on my schedule. So you're going to hear some guest interviews coming up. And really, I just want there to be a new sense of freshness in your goals and your attitude and your intentions. So I'm excited to bring that to the podcast with you. So let me know if you do this little exercise. If you guys are not in my Facebook group yet, you totally should be. It's called Lady Bosses of Utah. You don't have to be in Utah. Just put in the membership questions, just put that you're a friend of Marcy's, okay? And the moderators will let you in. But really, I'm here to support you. I want you to know that you're not alone, and that there's always a way up, there's always a way out, and there's always a way to get exactly what you want. It just takes a little bit of work. So, all right, everybody have a great week, and I will see you next week for another episode of Your Loving Kick in the Pants. Hey friends, I want to thank you for listening to this episode of Your Loving Kick in the Pants. If you got any value out of this episode, I would love for you to drop me a review or share with a friend what you learned. All right, I'll see you next Wednesday for Your Loving Kick in the Pants.